I'm so sorry. Thank you for letting me know I'm muted. I've been talking this whole time. That was very dumb of me. Very sorry about that. But I'm glad someone brought that to my attention. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Bughouse World Championship. This we're covering the open section, though the challenger section is having a qualifier at the same time. And it's a 10-round Swiss tournament. It used to be arenas, but we've switched to Swiss because of some problems with the previous arena. The King Switcher team, King Switcher Return to Liger, are up a significant amount of time. And they've ended up winning this game. So I was saying earlier, oh, by the way, I guess we have Cabbage in the Discord. You're having a bit of background noise, Cabbage, but good to have you in here anyway.
Oh, sorry.
So I was saying before that, not realized I was muted, that Chess Brainiac used to play a significant amount of Bughouse, but recently he's devoted himself to chess. So he's probably still a little bit rusty coming out of retirement. Comes out of retirement for important tournaments like this. Let's see. There are other games. We're probably on to the next round by now. Let's check out No Chewy Candy and Marvel and DC for Life versus Return of the Liger and Clock King Switcher. Return of the Liger.
Before that.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to say something. I don't know what happened, but I guess maybe due to the number of participants, there's actually somehow only 5 rounds in the open section and 4 in the challenger section.
Yeah. So I think Swiss tournaments generally will cut the number of rounds to be less. I think it determines the number of rounds by the number of rounds that would figure out a definite winner in general. And so if that happens in less than 10 rounds, then it will cut it off to that number, which is unfortunate. It would be nice if, if 10 people entered, if we make it into like a round robin or something like that. But yeah, so the rounds are going to be less. Hey, Just Doofus. We've got some Chewy fans in the chat.
Yeah, I guess we'll run with it then. Might consider we're changing everything back to an arena next time.
Yeah, there's problems with every format, unfortunately.
All right. Anyways, back to the games.
That's another problem with the Swiss format is we're probably going to have to go to tiebreakers for not for the first place team, but if we take more than just one team from an arena, then there may be a tie for second or third or fourth or whatever. I think we're sending 4 teams forward. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Sorry.
Yeah. So 4 teams forward. So there may be a tie between 4th and 5th or something like that. But we'll see. I think we have a tiebreaker in place, which I don't know off the top of my head what it is. It might be by seed, like by rating or something like that.
We don't have a. I think we have like a direct tiebreaker where people play each other, but.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be exciting.
I'll have to check the announcement we sent out like a few hours ago. Okay, according to the announcement, if 2 teams are tied for a qualification spot, they will have to play a first to 3 tiebreaker match directly following the arena to determine which team will advance. So we can.
So we're probably gonna have such a thing in Swiss tournaments.
Yeah, and it's just the tiebreaks between 4th and 5th place based on overall tiebreaks. So if he scores 6th place, then they won't be able to make it to the tiebreakers.
Wow. Return to the Liger somehow got out of that and has checkmated his opponent. That was a clutch win right there.
Oh, wow. Did you also see the Katask Jeffrey team lose to Marvel and No Chewy Candy?
Oh my god. Well, it looks like Katask and Jeffrey are now playing against Return of the Liger and Clock King Switcher. This would be an interesting match. So Katask and Jeffrey X were the winners of last year's tournament. And Katask hasn't played much Bughouse in a while, but he's come out of retirement just for this tournament. Jeffrey doesn't play Bughouse very often, but he's a very strong player, very strong tactician at chess. So we see Clock King Switcher already won against Katask. So Katask often plays somewhat risky, which he's able to make up for it with coordination and being uptime. But he's playing against a very fast team. So wow. The Liger team has beat Katask and Jeffrey X. It's virtually certain that Jeffrey X and Katask will still qualify, if not in this qualifier, then in another one, and will go very deep in the tournament. But again, some of that rust is shining through here of Katask and Jeffrey X.
Yeah, I was not expecting this result for a defending Bughouse World Champions, but then again, they also have not played in a while.
Right, and it's just one game. This is a very long format tournament, so we get
it's only 5 rounds. But...
Yeah. Well, no. I mean the entire tournament, not just the qualifier. Yes. So they have an opportunity to shine later on. I see Plotkin and Raven have won their game. Let's see. The Bughouse game is still going on. So let's check that out. I had the opportunity to play with Jeffrey X at the World Open. So I partnered Jeffrey X, and we played against a team of Chicken Cross Road and John Daniel Bryant, who's a grandmaster, very good at Bughouse. Let's check out the Plotkin game here. So Plotkin and Raven are playing Marvel and Chewy. And anyway, I am obviously much worse than Chicken Cross Road and John Daniel Bryant, but we were able to still win quite a few games. He was able to carry me that hard. So that shows how good Jeffrey X is.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen him and I've played him before, but I've never seen him play Bughouse.
The Plotkin could have defended, but he's going all out attacking. Oh, wow. I don't know if Plotkin's going to live through this. This looks quite scary.
He has a queen in hand, so he can capture any drop on d2 with the rook and then block a side check with the queen, and he shows...
Ooh, Plotkin, unfortunately, has pre-moved. And that pre-move is going to lead to being checkmated. So they've resigned it.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see something like queen at e3 or something like that. But yeah, exploited a bad free move. Let's see. We'll check out the Chess Brainiac team. Oh, and that's over. Okay, so Bughouse Knight and Chess Brainiac have mated their opponents. Their opponents look like they could be in the challenger section. Somehow they're in the open section. Nilo won and... go ahead.
There were teams that signed up for the open section, and when they were asked about whether they were interested in switching over to the challenger section, they said, nope, we're good.
Okay.
So There's some really brave folks out there.
Gluttons for punishment. Ooh, Knight Mates. Here's the Knight.
Oh, and he gets a
Got
knight.
him. The tournament is over, and the Liger team has actually won this. So Clock King Switcher and Return the Liger will be advancing. Let's see who else is advancing. So the top 4 teams advance. I guess there's not a tie in this sense. The top 4 teams are Clock King Switcher, Return the Liger, Marvel and DC for Life, and No Chewy Candy, Katask and Jeffrey X, and Diblawasal and Eskin.
Yes.
So that means, I guess, the Plotkin team did not advance, nor did the Chess Brainiac team. Very interesting. I think both of those teams, I'm sure, will advance in a future tournament, but they apparently are a bit rusty.
It seems everyone's rusty. I did not get to see, by the way, the results of the Challenger section because it also finished at exactly the same time, and I can only open one tournament at a time.
I hope
so.
Actually, someone has those results.
Yeah, but it's definitely a very clean split between the top 4 in the open section and the rest of the field for this qualifier.
Yeah, but I hope one of the arbiters has checked the challenger section to make sure there's not a tie between 4th place and 5th place. Something that needs to be resolved with a 3-game series, as he said.
Yep, I'm looking at that right now. So it would be in the live tournaments that just finished. And in first place is the team Christ Our Savior and Todd. Second place, the team E410 and Heavenly Fraction. And in third place is Anthony Chess Bahrain and Vincent 2016. And also tied for third place is CM Brui and Chess Sky 2. Whenever we made the rule initially, there was no tiebreaker score for Arena, but there is one for Swiss. So there's also, it looks like there's a clean cut for this set of 4 participants as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Even though they all have 2 points, they have 4 tiebreaker points, while the 5th place team has 2 tiebreaker points.
Okay,
so it's a clean cut, I think.
Okay, so we're going by the tiebreaker within the Swiss system. You're saying before we go to other things.
I think that's since we actually have one. Arena tournaments do not have a tiebreak at all, so that's why we had to make up that rule in case 2 teams somehow magically finish with the same number of points. But yeah, that's that.
Interesting. Well, these were solid tournaments. I'm sorry we didn't get to cover the Challenger tournament here, though I did cover the Challenger tournament this morning, the Arena tournament. Unfortunately, it looked like the Arena was permanently stalled, so I ended my stream kind of halfway through the Arena, and then it started itself back up again. But I won't do that again. I'm hoping to be able to cover all of the qualifiers, although when we have both Challenger and Open qualifiers run at the same time, I'll probably focus on the Open qualifiers. So tomorrow we're going to have 2 Challenger qualifiers and 1 Open qualifier. And next Saturday, we're going to have 2 Challenger qualifiers and 1 Open qualifier. And next Sunday, we're going to have 2 Challenger qualifiers and 1 Open qualifier. And that will get us all of the teams going forward. So I imagine, looking at the list of people here, again, I imagine Little Plotkin and Raven are going to find a way to qualify in a future qualifier for sure. Bughouse Knight and Chess Brainiac, actually, I saw some discussion among them earlier where they mentioned some problems with the timing of the qualifiers. that for Europeans, apparently our qualifiers sometimes are in the middle of the night, so not very convenient. So I hope that these guys for sure, if they played in all the qualifiers, I'm sure that they would qualify. But hopefully they'll be able to find a qualifier where the time works for them. If they can, I think they'll be able to advance. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna put the command in the chat for the Bughouse World Championship. Even though these qualifiers are going on, there's still time to register. So it's still time to register for both the open section and the challenger section. The deadline is October 4th. So even after the first weekend of qualifiers, you still have time to register in time for the second and final weekend of qualifiers. Yeah. So anything to add, fellow commentator, or should we end it there? Was he still?
Yeah, I think we can end it here.
Okay.
And we'll see you all tomorrow. And,
yeah, I plan to cover the qualifiers tomorrow. Look forward to seeing you all there. Hopefully, hopefully you can join me for some of the commentary then as well. So we're gonna find someone to raid. If anyone has any suggestions, let me know. It looks like Zephcat is streaming, so that's a possibility. But let me first check to see. Maybe Marie Chess is streaming. I know she was one of the people who qualified in the under 2000 section. So, I'm sorry, in the challenger section. So that's a possibility as well. So I don't know if she's streaming. Let's see. So this is Heavenly is Marie Chess. I don't see anyone streaming chess variants. I don't see Marie Chess is streaming right now. So let's go ahead and send some viewers over to Zephcat. Okay, so if you haven't followed yet, I'd appreciate a follow so you get notified of my future streams. This is the main thing I stream, the variant Bughouse. Generally, I'm playing Bughouse rather than commentating, but I'm going to be doing a lot of commentary for the Bughouse World Championship. We have these 2 weekends of qualifiers. Then there's going to be a group stage of, I forget how many weeks, like 4 or 5 weeks or something like that. Then after the group stage, it's going to be a single elimination phase, single elimination ladder to get us our champion. And again, we have an open section, which is a higher rated players, and a challenger section, which is generally up to 2100 for individuals and up to 2000 for team ratings. And this is the 3rd year we're having the Bughouse World Championship. $5,000 prize pool provided by chess.com. So yeah, when you get to Zephcat, show her some love. Tell her you like variants. She has played a fair amount of Bughouse and Crazy House in the past, but she has been focusing on chess recently. Have a great night, everyone.